Hi guys, it's Mandy here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm already on 21 subscribers at the moment. Wow, this is crazy. I know that doesn't seem a lot compared to everyone else, but to me, 21 subscribers is crazy because I've been for the past 2 weeks ago I was on 6 subscribers, and I'd been stuck on 6 subscribers for years, literally, because I had no idea what I was going to do with my YouTube channel. So I'm really grateful to everyone who has subscribed so far, and I hope to keep growing my channel. So tonight I'm going to do another questions video, and I've googled some questions to answer. This one is called 30 journaling prompts for self-discovery. I have no idea what these titles mean. But okay, so let's start. Question 1. What was your biggest fear when you were younger? My biggest fear when I was younger was basically school, and this is due to the fact that when I was in school I used to get bullied almost constantly when I was down there, and pretty much every school I went to I got bullied. No idea why. No one sort of used to say anything racially against me, but I just used to get picked on a lot for no real reason, and I couldn't really understand it. And then, I didn't understand what I was being taught, so I got very stressful at work. With the work that my teachers were giving me, I used to get very stressed, so I would go home and I would try and relax, but then I would get told off for not doing my homework, so that made me more stressed. And then the cycle continued the very next day, so I would just end up really, really stressed and very scared of going to school and working. So yeah, not a fun life as a child. Anyway, question number 2. What activity gave you the most joy when you were young? TV. Basically, I used TV and films as a way of escaping reality because, like I said, my life was so stressful as a child. I didn't really know how to deal with the stress, so I just zoned out and zombified myself in front of the TV. And it was, looking back on it, I can see why I did it, but obviously at the time I was just glued to the TV, and my parents got very worried about it because literally from the minute I got home, I was on the TV to before dinner time, and then immediately after dinner time, and then it was straight to, between dinner and bed, I was just basically glued to the TV, and they had a hard time with me basically because of that, but it was my only way of dealing with the stress. So yeah, if you find kids glued to TVs and or computers, ask yourself, maybe they're too stressed by their school life. So if you have kids, maybe ask yourself that question. Are the kids dealing with something that they're not able to cope with? Are they stressed by the workload that they've got? Is this their only outlet? Is this their way of escaping reality? Maybe you should talk to your kids if they're doing that, because I'm telling you, if my parents had just simply talked to me instead of screaming at me and shouting at me, it probably would have made life a lot easier for me. I would have developed a sense of trust for them rather than them yelling at me because I wasn't doing my homework, or I wasn't, getting out of the house, or I wasn't doing anything, or making friends or anything like that. I got a lot of telling offs for not being normal, basically. So yeah, that's what I used to do in my time. Next question. What were your goals and aspirations as a kid? As a child, I remember I had very crazy aspirations. I wanted to be a mad scientist. Literally sort of like Einstein with the crazy hair and the lab coat with the giant cauldron in front of me, sort of brewing potions, going, meh. That's my idea of a crazy scientist. Obviously, as I grew up, I learned that concepts of crazy scientist isn't such a good idea, because crazy scientists usually end up doing dangerous and horrible experiments on people, either on people or animals, and doing very dangerous chemicals, dealing with very dangerous chemicals. I didn't really enjoy chemistry in school anyway, so I decided that was obviously not something for me. And the more I zoned out into films, I learned that film was something that I wanted to go into. But again, you know, over time, with people constantly saying that it's so difficult to get into the industry, it's such a challenge, and la la la, that I eventually sort of, my dream of becoming a filmmaker sort of died down, and I didn't know what else to do, because I was like, that was my dream career. And when people convinced me that it was impossible to achieve, I didn't know what else to do. You know, I used to spend my time doing art. If I wasn't stuck to the TV or my laptop when I eventually got one, I was doing art. But art to me was, again, it was a form of escapism, but I never looked at it as a sort of source of income. And neither did my parents. My parents were very academic. They wanted me to go into university and get a degree. They were constantly sort of hinting at me to that, oh, you'd be a really great accountant, or a really great lawyer, or a really great doctor, you know, sort of hint, hint, basically. But, you know, I had absolutely no academic capabilities. I was really terrible in school. I couldn't focus long enough to be able to do a lot of things. And the term work really stressed me out, so I really didn't enjoy it. You know, the minute someone says, you know, I now do art as a fun thing to do, but the minute I think of it as work, I freak out and I start thinking, God, I can't do this. You know, the term work really gives me a panic attack. So I try not to ever use the term work. It's like, for me, that's like a black book word. I don't ever say that word. I do things that earn me money, but I never look at them as work. I just do them for the fun of it. And I try to keep, keep the feeling of fun in every activity that I do. Never to look at it as being something that you must do, or you have to do, or else. You know, if I make money off something that I enjoy, great. If I don't, so what? I just do it because I enjoy it. So there you have it. So next question. What is your saddest memory from childhood? My schooling experience, as I said. That covers that. I've already basically covered that one. What's your happiest memory from childhood? My happiest memories from childhood would have been when me and my family used to go on holiday to Venezuela to see my my mother's side of the family, and I used to spend virtually all my time with my cousin, who used to he was absolutely crazy. He used to take me to we had a little enclosed what do you call it, a group of houses that were in an enclosed area, and it's surrounded by jungle, forest. And me and my cousin used to go into the little jungle areas around surrounding the houses, and he used to terrify me, because he used to tell me there were bears and wild dogs and witches and things in the jungle, and they would come and get me. So he used to terrify me doing that sort of thing. Yeah, but yeah, my happiest time was when I was in Venezuela with my family, because to me, family is the most important thing in the world, and I absolutely love being with my family because they make me feel really good. Yeah. Next question. What are the 5 things you are grateful for? 5 things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for Ironically, I am grateful for all the hardships that I've been through because they have taught me what not to be and what to avoid becoming in life. And I'm grateful for the internet because the internet has taught me so much that my school never taught me anything. Simply because the way the teachers taught me was dreadful. They never really, I think in my whole experience in school, I only ever had 2 teachers who were able to teach me anything, and that was only in 1 term. And unfortunately, I didn't have very great confidence, so I didn't bother to think to ask them for help when I moved on to a different tutor. So yeah, sorry, I've forgotten what the question was. 5 things that you're grateful for. Oh yeah. So I'm grateful for the internet for teaching me so much. I'm grateful that I have my art skills so that I can use that to help benefit other people and myself. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I was given as a teenager to not as a teenager, but as a young adult in my job opportunities. I was grateful for those. I'm grateful, as much as I have issues with my parents, I am very grateful to them for adopting me in the first place. Very, very grateful to them for that. I'm grateful to have my boyfriend who is very supportive. And I think I've done more than 5 things. I don't remember, but yeah, that's basically it. If you could change one thing about your life today, what would that be? If I could change one thing about my life today, what would that be? My relationship with my parents. I would like to have a better relationship with my parents. Unfortunately, my relationship with my parents is very not great at the moment because I feel like my parents don't really sort of understand me at all. They don't understand what I do. That, like I said, they're very academic, but I'm very artistic, so we tend to clash a lot with a lot of things, and I kind of wish that they would be able to understand my life and my wants and desires and goals better, so that they could and I wish they would just support me a bit more in achieving that. That's the one thing I do kind of wish for, but beyond that, I'm quite happy with my life. I would also like to have enough money to make my movies. What are your biggest accomplishments so far? My biggest accomplishment, probably finding the man of my dreams. I don't know. What are your biggest fails? My biggest fails. My biggest fails. I don't know. My biggest fails are school. My grades. Not being very sociable, I guess. Not trying harder at school. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I failed at which have taught me so much about myself, and I wouldn't really change them because having gone through those failures, I have learned so much about how to better myself. So I wouldn't change my failures. I'm grateful for the failures because they have taught me how to be a better person, how to do things better, and how to become more skilled. So